Yo, can we talk about this? This is a crazy confrontation. It's not that crazy. It's not like super exciting, but I do want to bring it some attention because usually international confrontations don't get this spicy. And it doesn't get so spicy in comparison to maybe like a Twitch political panel, but for international politics, this gets pretty spicy. So, background. Armenia and Azerbaijan have a territorial dispute, primarily over two corridors. One corridor into Nagorno-Karabakh and another corridor, I believe called the Lachin corridor, from Azerbaijan into more territory that is internationally recognized as Azerbaijan, but is behind Armenian territory. I think this would probably be easier if I pulled up a map of Armenia and Azerbaijan. I think it'd be easier if I had a map. Here we go. This is a map we can use. Oh, well, pretty blurry. It's actually comically blurry. Can we get a better one? Can we get one that's not garbage? No, I've been told that I can only get garbage. Wow, this map is terrible. Oh my God. There has to be a decent map here somewhere. Okay, so I've been told that I cannot get a normal map. So as you can see, this orange behind Armenia, that's the area that Azerbaijan wants a corridor to. Then there's Nagorno-Karabakh, it's that area that's colored orange. That's a territory that Armenia and Azerbaijan fought over after the collapse of the Soviet Union. That is primarily ethnically Armenian, but is internationally recognized as Azerbaijani territory. Armenia won control of that territory during that war in the 1990s after the collapse of the Soviet Union. And then after the collapse of the Soviet Union and the war was settled, they were going to negotiate a peace treaty, but they never did. And so it was left unsettled, with most of the international community still recognizing Azerbaijan's whole of Nagorno-Karabakh as the internationally recognized standard, and Armenia trying to fight for their control of Nagorno-Karabakh. But in the last few years, Azerbaijan has gotten more and more militarily powerful, and they've exerted this military power over Armenia, and most clearly demonstrated by their 6-day war that they had in 2020, which showed that the Azerbaijani military was much further ahead of the Armenian military. And with that in mind, the Russians, now having other security crises, cannot back the Armenians. They cannot back the Armenians strongly. Which is what Armenia was relying on in order to negotiate control of Nagorno-Karabakh. And so now the Armenian government has basically accepted openly, at least its head of its government has accepted, that Nagorno-Karabakh is most likely not going to be in their control. And they said that they can recognize Azerbaijani control over Nagorno-Karabakh and maybe even transfer control over to them, which the people of Nagorno-Karabakh, who identify with Armenia, which is the majority of the population there, they feel greatly betrayed by this statement. They feel greatly betrayed by this commitment. But the Armenian government says they'll only do it if they have a security guaranteed for the Armenians in Nagorno-Karabakh, which the Azerbaijani government has been up to this point unwilling to give. They have been unwilling to give that on Nagorno-Karabakh. Okay. I hope you guys have a general outline of what's going on. So, with the Russians facing us as security crises and unable to support Armenia in the event of a war, even though Armenia is within Russia's defensive alliance structure, Russia is doing its best in this meeting here. Morally corrupt, bankrupt man, Evil City. Thank you so much for the prime time, for the prime sub for 11 months and a 1 month streak. Map time or riot? No map time. I'm not playing the song. Vladimir Putin is hosting a conference here to have Armenia, Azerbaijan, a bunch of other people meet and talk out the issues. And during this meeting, when Vladimir Putin was going to sit down privately with Armenia and Azerbaijani leaders behind closed door afterwards and discuss the issues, during this public meeting, Azerbaijan gets under the skin of Armenia, so Armenia hits back at them, and then Azerbaijan hits back at them, and then Putin basically has to get in between them and calm it down before going into a closed door session afterwards to talk about the issue. You usually, even though they're not yelling at each other, you usually do not see world leaders be this obviously, visibly displeased with each other as they spar over the issues. Watch this.
президента Кубы за его выступление, и я с удовольствием...
Сотрудничество Азербайджана со странами-членами Евразес, за
Do
исключением...
you guys want me to read everything that's being said? I think I have to because you guys are baby brains. Azerbaijan's cooperation with Eurasian Economic Union. Oh, god damn it. Rewind it. Azerbaijan's cooperation with the Eurasian Economic Union member countries, except Armenia, has been developing successfully for over 30 years. There are serious prerequisites for the normalization of relations between Azerbaijan and Armenia on the basis of mutual recognition of territorial integrity and sovereignty. Today, following the Russian initiative, there will be a trilateral meeting of the leaders of Russia, Armenia, and Azerbaijan. Thank you, colleagues, for today's collective work and your cooperation. I am now giving word to the head of the commission of... Then, at this point, after having the Azerbaijani leader speak and piss off the Armenian leader, and Putin tries to move on, the Armenian leader steps up and says, "Excuse me, Mr. Putin, I have a word to say." The president of Azerbaijan used in his speech words, wait, one second. I don't know why this translation is weird. The president of Azerbaijan used in his speech, there it is, words that are used to assert territorial claims against Armenia. I would like to say that it is done when fulfilling Article 9 of the Trilateral Statement made on November 9th, 2020. I would like to say that only one corridor is mentioned. In this statement, that's the Lachin corridor, which should have been under control of Russian peacekeepers. But unfortunately, is unlawfully blocked by Azerbaijan. I think I got the Lachin corridor and the corridor connecting, that could connect Azerbaijan to the rest of Azerbaijan behind Armenian territory. I got those two mixed up earlier. Oh, by the way, when they say it's unlawfully blocked by Azerbaijan, the corridor into Nagorno-Karabakh, the issue that is being faced in Nagorno-Karabakh right now is a humanitarian catastrophe where civilians cannot get in food shipments, cannot get in medicine shipments because it's being blocked by the Azerbaijani government in an effort to strangle and either freeze out or starve the population into submission, thinking that, well, if the situation gets bad enough, then the Armenian government will have no choice but to secede to our demands with zero preconditions, no preconditions for the safety of the civilian population of Nagorno-Karabakh, the Armenian population of Nagorno-Karabakh. And this blockage has been done quite cynically at times. For example, at one point, they had people dress up like they were environmental protesters, then went to the road that was used, the corridor used to bring in food, medicine, and everything necessary to Nagorno-Karabakh, and they blocked it. They blocked it with fake environmental protesters, saying that, oh, this is a major environmental issue, this specific corridor. It was very, very cynical and very gross, and it stopped food and medicine from getting to the people in Nagorno-Karabakh.